Alright guys, we should be live now. I just want to check the theta stream real quick. Probably should change this actually, just to talking crypto. Sometimes the theta stream is a little bit behind. Not sure why, but okay. So as people start to come in, got to grab my phone real quick. Yeah, so just like the last stream, we're going to be looking for some hidden altcoin gems, some 10x cryptos. We're going to work with the community to discuss which ones we think are really under the radar, and have a lot of short-term, medium-term potential growth. But we'll talk about all different types of things here as well. We can go over some news stuff as well. There's always some interesting things to look over in terms of like what's going on with the World Economic Forum with crypto as well. But to start off here, I think one thing that I do want to look into is Barnbridge, which is trending currently. This is an interesting crypto that was on Coinbase's custody list for a while, had gotten listed on Gemini, and then just recently I believe it got listed on Coinbase, yeah. So they're definitely interesting because they've been kind of on all of these big venture capitalists' radar for a while, but they hadn't really done much. So this is definitely one to keep your eye on here. It's a tokenized risk protocol, and like I said, you know, a lot of these venture capitalists have been looking into this for a little bit. So that's one we could talk about later in this video. Another one is Enzyme, which has a bit of a similar story in terms of like what I just said about Barnbridge there. And overall, I think there's also some other news going on with Elrond currently. They have the MEX exchange about to come out. That's why they've just been crushing the past week. They just, like yesterday, or the last time we did a stream, Elrond was, you know, heading back up into the 90s, and then now they're back up into the hundreds. You know, they're one of the only tokens that's actually performing extremely well recently, back up to like rank 54, which, you know, is really good news for Elrond. But yeah, so most I'm just going to start waiting a little bit for the chat to start talking about certain cryptos, but we can come over to CoinMarketCap and look at some news going on, see if there's anything interesting happening. We have a Stacks meetup. Doesn't look like anything too crazy on the front page. This is an interesting one here. This is, I believe it was listed on Gemini. Somnium Space Cubes with the ticker Cube. I think it's some type of either gaming or NFT platform. I'm not entirely sure, but you can see it's listed on Gemini, so the Winklevoss twins must find some value in it. Yeah, they do virtual reality. And they have a cool website, that's for sure. Okay, and they're on OpenSea too. Yeah, this is definitely just like one of those where, like, when virtual reality like finally starts to really take off, when it starts to get really like ironed out. This looks like something that could be legit just based off of being listed on Gemini, but it's, I'd like to read a little bit more into this one. Okay, so they partnered with Sony and Blockchain Gaming Alliance. But Sony is an interesting partnership. I wonder. It's gonna be interesting when you start to see like huge gaming developers, or like gaming studios, like maybe something like Bethesda or Naughty Dog or just those types of things, when they start to really jump into the crypto space and they start to actually, you know, interact more with these things. Let's click on the virtual reality thing. It's funny, I think I saw this before. Yeah, so this kind of goes in line with like kind of how there's like a ton of money being spent right now on different virtual land and something like Decentraland. It's like a whole new big thing, although Decentraland isn't doing too well right now, I guess. But yeah, all these different types of gaming virtual reality blockchains, especially because like if you go over to like Grayscale and you look at their investments, like they're invested in Decentraland. So I mean that should tell you something, right? You know, they're one of the only NFTs that they're invested in, and this whole concept of virtual land, like you can use it for advertising, of course, and there's also going to be a bunch of different other use cases. Like some people might actually just want to own these plots of land in a virtual area and like kind of live in them in some sense, right? Like same way like you can like live in a video game for a while. Like if you've ever invested like a ton of time into an RPG or really any game and like you kind of almost feel at home sometimes. So we could definitely be heading to a world where people kind of mostly just live in like a virtual reality area. So things like Decentraland and Somnium could really crush in that type of space. Titan Swap's doing really well. I think that was the whole thing that just happened with Mark Cuban, like that whole wacky like stable coin collapsed because one of like the finances or Titan Finance or something went to zero. I don't know what's even going on with that. Like, is it the Iron Titanium token? I don't even know what it was. That just completely went to zero. Or was it Titan Coin? Does anybody know what what that was? Because I completely forget. But yeah, so I guess it's interesting to see Titan Swap doing well. It's also interesting to see Synthetics doing well as well. They haven't really been doing anything at all, but now I think some news just came out that they might have officially launched on Optimism, which is like that scaling solution for Ethereum. Yeah, so well, this is Lyra is now live on Optimism. So I'm not exactly sure then what the big news would be here for Synthetics. Of course, this is good news. But still, I don't know what would cause like a 20% price increase. And if we come over to, maybe we can find something out about Synthetics here. Maybe they have some upcoming events. Nope, nothing going on there. I don't know about past events. Normally that doesn't have too big of a effect, but okay, so yeah. Although this is interesting, it looks like Ethereum Classic is having a network upgrade. What are they upgrading? What's the Magneto hard fork? Huh. Let's see if we can find out something about this. Yeah, what was the ticker for it? You said it was Titan, but Titan what? Like, was it Titan Finance? Like, or just was it Titan Swap? Was that what it was? That like went to zero? Or I don't think so. Maybe it was. I don't know. But what is this Ethereum Classic hard fork? I didn't hear about this at all. Upgrade, which the community has dubbed Magneto, will include the four Ethereum improvement proposals the IP first seen in Ethereum's Berlin upgrade earlier this year. These proposals are meant to improve the network security while saving on gas costs by storing addresses and keys in one place for users to access with a single transaction. Okay. Yeah, so I guess there's still things definitely going on with ETH Classic. I mean, I don't know. I don't know enough about ETH Classic, but I just know that it still has a ton of money in it and a ton of investors still. Iron Titanium token. Okay, so was it the one I was looking at earlier then? Okay, so it was this. Okay, but it's all the way back up. So I guess it went to Okay, no, maybe it's not. I don't know what this chart even is, but uh, yeah, I don't know. I guess it's kind of gone up in a way, although it's still down like 100% on the 30-day. Yeah, I don't know. Just funky stuff happened with this. I guess I didn't. I don't know the exact things that went down with this whole thing. Then is Titan Swap like involved with Iron Finance as well, or Iron Titanium Token, or are they just two completely separate projects? Trying to find out. Hmm. I mean, they have a nice website. I mean, it looks like a lot of crypto websites, but okay, this will just take us back down to here. Yeah, I know. It went from $52 to zero. It's crazy. Yeah, and I'll always mention this crypto here during probably all of my live streams, just in case if anybody new comes in. Make sure to keep your eye on Darrow for the long term, short term, medium term. Just keep your eye on this token. You can get it on KuCoin and Trade Ogre. Uh, Definitely keep your eye on this. Because the people who have made this token their new pick, they chose Pirate Chain and Monero and Monero at insanely low prices, and this is their nowhere pick. Just wanted to make sure that I covered that. Um, yeah, let's see if there's anything else going on that's interesting in the top 100 here. XDC still going down from its big run up the past week. Theta Fuel is still getting crushed. I'm seeing a lot of news about XRP just all over YouTube recently, but the price of XRP really hasn't done anything. I mean, it's not surprising. Like, a lot of the top coins are mostly just crabbing. Yeah. Why is Shiba Inu always trending, though? Let's see if we can actually get maybe a bit of a fresh. Over to CoinMarketCap. At least we don't have it trending here. But now Baby Dogecoin, of course, is. Let's see what this thing is about to do. I guess they already might maybe rugged, but I don't know. With the way these things go, it'll probably come right back up. And what's it on? Yep, it's on Binance. That's normally how it goes. Floki Shiba. I was hoping that a lot of the meme coins would kind of just die out. During like kind of like this bear market, but that has not happened like really at all. They're still around, just a bit annoying, but I guess it is what it is. People are just trying to make money off them, so, and if it's working, I guess it's working. Baby XRP. I don't know what Baby XRP is. Is that an actual token? I'm surprised to see Polkadot doing as poorly as it's doing, though. I feel like that's definitely one that should at least be in like, should still be worth like $24. But I guess it'll start to do a lot better once the parachains start getting closer, and the bull run will probably be a lot more likely to resume around that time frame anyway. Yeah, Kusama did start parachains. There's actually here. Let's talk about some of Kusama parachains. So I know that. Let's see if we can find the ones that are. I know that Moon River got the second one and Karura got the first one, I believe. I don't know if the third one happened yet. Let's see. I guess this isn't really telling us here. Mm, maybe this will tell us. I don't see. There should. I don't know why. Like this is so difficult to find. What? It's only two so far, so it's just Karura and Moon River. Yeah, I feel like that was those were the two that everybody kind of knew were gonna get the first two slots, and then after that, I don't think anybody was really sure what was gonna happen after that. I've heard some things that like Crust Shadow might end up getting one like early, so we can see about that. They just had like an airdrop recently for Crust Shadow tokens. Um, why does it have to be so difficult to just find this? Maybe if I just go to their Twitter, I can see it here. Okay, yeah. So they're talking about Moonbeam and Moon River getting a slot. Moonbeam's probably gonna crush when they come out on Polkadot, or maybe even Moon River just on Kusama. Like their whole concept of just being able to bridge over ERC20 tokens into like Polkadot's ecosystem, uh, just providing all the security and interoperability of Polkadot's ecosystem while also giving those projects like that seamless integration from Ethereum, I think will make Moonbeam really attractive. And obviously, like Akala or Karura being the like the whole DeFi hub on Polkadot. Obviously, that's why they got the first slot. There's just going to be a ton of money to be made with Akala and Karura. Yeah, I'm really interested to see like how like the launch of all of these parachains are gonna go, and like when they're live and things are kind of up and running. Just as like we're gonna really know just based off of Kusama's performance, just how like well Polkadot and its ecosystem is gonna perform as well. Let's go over to Crust Network real quick. Okay, so they postponed their airdrop for the Crush Shadow token. Oh, they had the most ever participants on CoinMarketCap's airdrop thing. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense because Crust is one of those like a larger token than most other airdrop tokens. A lot of them are probably like just extremely memey, but Crust is definitely a legit project. They're doing very similar things to Filecoin if you're familiar with them. I did a video back on Crust a little while ago talking about the airdrop as well. Okay, so they had 6,000 Kusama that supporters. Okay, so you can actually earn Crush Shadow rewards whether the Parachain slot auction campaign is successful or not with Crust. That's interesting because I don't really know if all different tokens are offering that. No, I know. I have to do a full video, like a more in-depth, like deep dive into Darrow. I mentioned it if you weren't in the stream already. I did a quick mention of it just because this is what I like. I believe that Darrow is going to crush just based off of the Crypto Vigilante, obviously picking them. I read through their whole report on it, but I haven't gotten like a deep understanding of the technicals going on with Darrow yet. I still need to set up a ton of stuff just in terms of wallet and going through the whole cleaning process with like privacy coins as well before I can really like release like a full video on that. But yeah, definitely check out Darrow, guys. For sure. But there's not much more I can really say about it in this video that I don't fully understand. If the community wants to, if you guys want to leave some links or tell me some things that I don't know, then feel free, because I definitely don't know enough. But that's the project I feel the most confident in. That's under $100 million market cap that I think is going to really crush. But I'm also really excited for the whole Polkadot ecosystem in that space. Yes, Darrow will be humongous. It very, very likely will be humongous. Yeah, I need to read more about the technicals about uh, homomorphic encryption to get a better understanding of it. But Pirate Chain's actually getting crushed recently. Uh, I think for me, like I wouldn't mind getting some Pirate Chain like sub $2. Obviously, it just got listed on KuCoin, so I mean, you would think that that would maybe help its price a little bit, but there's a lot of early investors in Pirate Chain that they just have their limits for selling, and when they're gonna get out, and dollar cost average out and everything like that. So eventually we're gonna find a bottom for Pirate Chain's price, and during a bull market things would get a lot crazier. But I mean, you could easily see, like, just based off of like this massive run up, I mean, I guess you can easily technically see it come down still to probably like, you could probably see it come down to like 70 cents, honestly. Like, I don't want to say that's gonna happen, but that's still definitely possible. Yeah, I know Darrow is like under $8 right now, but the whole market's down. So I think for me, another like price target, I don't do too much with price targets, but for me, for Darrow, anything like under $7 I think is a pretty decent entry point. In short, he is something that billion-dollar projects have not managed to come up with, but Darrow has a working product and testnet. Yeah, I know, and I think their mainnet, at least on their website, they said that it's coming out, quarter three? A lot of things are coming out quarter three. I feel like there's so many huge things coming out in Q3. Like, we're talking about Polkadot Parachain auctions. We're talking about, like, Cardano smart contracts are coming in August. And I guess, is August is like right on like I guess it's Q3, right? Yeah. So we have Cardano smart contracts coming out. We have obviously Darrow doing their whole private smart contract. I think they're releasing Stargate or something on their mainnet. Like I said, I don't know the exact specifics, but I think if we come down here to the roadmap, let's see. I thought it was in the roadmap. It might be in a separate section. Okay, here we go. Yeah, mainnet is planned for Q3 2021. Yeah. Yeah, that'll be pretty sick. I don't know any other projects doing anything like that, but I also don't have like a deep understanding of it presently. I do know that Darrow did like a $2 million coin pre-mine, and I think that's the only negative that I've really heard about Darrow. But it's said that they've used that for like marketing purposes, I guess, and getting the project, moving forward and faster, which is definitely understandable, and I'm totally cool with that if that's 100% true. But well, I guess we can't really know that for sure, right? And encrypt your data so it's actually useful for big business. So they can move hidden data in smart contracts like customer data. Yeah, yeah. Like, generally, I understand that. Like, for sure, like any of these big players, hedge funds, or anything that are in DeFi, because there's like a ton of extremely rich whales, like not even just early investors in cryptocurrencies, but just hedge funds and things like that. Like they've all already admitted it in surveys and everything like that. They're all in crypto, and there's people that definitely don't want their transactions to be known on these types of platforms, but they certainly still want to use them and take advantage of all these insane APYs and insane gains that you can make in any of these decentralized finance platforms. So private, like DeFi, like private smart contracts, like that all makes so much sense, especially for uh, like massive whales. Like, you know, it just does. Um, and really just anybody who really cares about privacy and cares about fungibility. Yeah, but yeah, if you guys have any other things to mention, like specifics about Darrow, like if you could package it in like a like maybe like a few sentences, like something really interesting about it, definitely leave a chat. Sometimes I can just get a little bit too busy to uh, really look into the specifics, but yeah. I want to look at a couple of and for all you privacy coin fanatics, check out you may have seen the last stream, but check out Oxen. Do a quick look into Oxen. That's a really interesting project. Half the market cap of Darrow. Not saying it's going to do better or as good as Darrow, but just give a look into Oxen and check out their session app. It's pretty cool. Uh, yeah. There's also like some cryptic stuff that may have happened with Elon Musk. Did a video on that a while ago, but yeah. Yeah, looks like the starter projects are down probably. Cody's another interesting project that like for some reason just doesn't do well, and that just might be like the nature of its tokenomics. Um, it's just a bit surprising because they have like strong partnerships with Cardano and I think Celsius. They have an interesting website and like an interesting concept of what they're trying to do. But then again, I guess like payments, like this, that's trying to be done by like a lot of different blockchains. Like Celo has recently started to really crush. And I think what's the other one that it's AMP, right? AMP is a whole payment blockchain. Uh, by the way, you can take a sneak peek on upcoming Darrow website that will be released soon. Yeah, is that in the Discord? I haven't. I heard a couple rumors about that, but I didn't see a link or anything in there. Something I, if you have like a, if you know where that might be, like either in the Discord, if you have a link to it, just drop that if you can. Yeah, but Celo's another one of those blockchains that was like listed in like the World Economic Forum talking about them too. If you just like, this is another really interesting thing that's going on currently with crypto in general, which is the World Economic Forum, like for all the kind of weird stuff that they talk about and do, they're getting like really into cryptocurrencies, uh, with like a whole council on it. No, this was in 2020. Oh, I never even realized that they mentioned. This is interesting. So they were talking about. I never noticed this article. They were talking about Celo all the way back in 2020. Filecoin, Arweave. I think Arweave does similar things to Filecoin. Zcash. I've heard Zcash is kind of a bit of a scam. Yeah, you can also Eric Jordan and it's listed on his website. Okay. All right, I'll check that out later. Yeah, and they've been talking about Lightning and they're partnered with Lightning for a while now. The real interesting stuff about this though is just the fact that like crypto is, I mean, it's definitely coming, right? Like there's no way that this isn't the future, at the very least, of our financial systems. It just depends on like how many blockchains are actually gonna. Also, yeah, I don't think your direct link will show up. I don't know. There's something up with the chat. I don't know if it even allows links. Someone had an issue in that in the last stream. Let me, Eric Jordan. Let me see. I don't know, maybe I type in Darrow. Is this? Okay, so this, what? This is the logo rebrand, I guess, that they did. I don't know where the new website. I guess, but okay, so. Maybe if he. Whoa, sorry about that. That was a bit loud. Yeah, I guess can just read this brief summary here for everybody who's not familiar with Darrow. So it's the first crypto project to combine a proof of work blockchain with a DAG, directed acyclic graph block structure, and wholly anonymous transactions. Darrow will be the first crypto note blockchain. And if you're not familiar with crypto note, like other popular privacy coins forked or based off of crypto note, like Monero is based off of crypto note, I'm pretty sure. The first crypto note blockchain to have smart contracts on its native chain without any extra layers or secondary blockchains. With so many breakthroughs being made on a consistent basis, the team at Darrow Project reached out to Eric Jordan. Okay, so with an ambitious rebranding project revolving around their privacy-based cryptocurrency protocol, the team has made large strides with the Darrow platform. However, they desire to take the project to the next level of complete branding. And this may be where a lot of those $2 million pre-mine or 2 million pre-mined Darrow coins kind of went towards, like a lot of this different branding and marketing structure. But yeah, as a believer in freedom and privacy, Eric Jordan places full support behind the project, assisted the team streamline the professional branding overhaul. Yeah. Let's see. A full website redesign for Darrow is currently in the process and set to relaunch in tandem with the... Okay, so they have a full website relaunch that's going to be launching in Q3. Yes, like you said, yeah, that's a yeah. So that's going to be happening in Q3. With the private smart contracts coming out on mainnet, at least that's the plan. So when all of that happens, well, a lot of it will probably be priced in, like towards probably sometime like, I don't know, late summer, I would say. Maybe like end of July. That's what I really am starting to think. Like a lot of crypto is actually going to start really like going crazy, maybe like at the end of July. And we have so many crazy things about to happen in Q3 that I almost just might make like a separate video on it, just kind of going over an overall summary of just all the like insane things that are going to be happening during Q3 in terms of just like all of the expansion of all of these ecosystems and like real like projects actually launching and coming out. Like there's so much money in all these projects that still like kind of do nothing. But when they launch, like I mean, like DeFi on Polkadot, DeFi on Darrow, DeFi on Cardano, like I don't know what any of this means for Ethereum, honestly, but it could all be great news for Ethereum too. Just like the whole concept of interoperability. I mean, like it's just gonna get crazy. Yeah, EIP 1559, end of August too, or July. You're saying? Yeah, I know that's coming out too for Ethereum. So like that's gonna be huge news too. And then ETH 2.0 is not that far off. I think that's coming next year, probably like start of next year. But like this is the thing, like I don't think any of that's priced in yet. I think this is like kind of the calm before the storm, before all of those things start really going crazy right before those launches. Then when the launches happen, it depends sometimes. Like sometimes they still continue to go up in price, but normally I feel like when launches actually come out and happen, things start to actually dip down. All the hype kind of dies down, and then you kind of just wait for the next cycle. But I don't think any of this Q3 hype is priced in yet at all. And then you also have like things like Flare coming out, like them or hate them, like or hate like centralized cryptocurrencies and like the whole concept. But like if you come over to Flare's page, they just did a whole like website redesign too. Not to say that their website's like beautiful or anything, but they're doing a whole thing with obviously like that whole XRP airdrop, and they're going to be listed on a ton of exchanges, as well as they already have support, I believe, for MetaMask. And here's the other really interesting thing that's going on with Flare. If you go over to their go over to Flare Finance. So Flare Finance, have you taken a look on Darrow smart contract competition? Community has already made an anonymous swap SC decentralized Oracle VPN service. No, I haven't seen any of that, but that's actually great news that they're doing an Oracle a swap. I don't know what does SC stand for, and obviously a VPN service. But then that also makes me think like, I do actually want to start using a decentralized VPN. I've thought about actually starting to use Orchid, but I just haven't ever gotten into it. But no, that's great news because we obviously need projects to want to build on Darrow, or else there's no point to Darrow. But of course, there are obviously going to be projects that want to build on that because they have like such a novel concept and they have like a strong use case and purpose. So yeah. But just going over for Flare Finance for a second here, like they just have this recently came out talking about all the things that they're going to be supporting. Like they're going to be supporting obviously XRP, Dogecoin, Litecoin, Stellar, Algorand, Cardano. I didn't even know they were actually supporting Ethereum, but Ethereum, Telecoin, Celsius Network, Galaxy. Then they're also supporting these meme tokens. I don't understand that, but USDT and USDC, Binance, Cake, XDC, which is a recent addition, I think. Yeah, so like, and there's like this whole drop that's going to be coming for Flare Finance for all Spark token holders, and that's going to be like crazy just to see like what ends up happening with Flare and Flare Finance, because I have a feeling that that's going to get pushed pretty hard. Just looking back on all of that stuff that happened like with Ripple and stuff and XRP, like I don't think you're ever going to see Ripple or XRP ever go away. And I think in that same vein, like I think Flare is going to actually end up doing really well. Maybe not immediately when it launches. It'll probably have like a massive sell-off just because I think their tokenomics are a bit like, I've heard people say that they're a bit broken and not good, but I think in the future they'll probably do very well. I don't think any of it is priced yet. It's going to take at least a year for price to really pump, but I can easily see Darrow beating Monero. Yeah, I mean, you could definitely see that, right? But one thing that surprises me a lot is the fact that Monero's market cap is as low as it is. I just feel like it has such a strong use case. It's just not being realized. That's why I feel like long-term investment, Monero is probably one of the best ones you can possibly make. Okay, SC is smart contract, right? Which in this situation was XMR Darrow, but it's easy to do such things with Darrow service model as well to any crypto. Yeah, and that's the other thing too. Just like with Monero, like I was saying, there's no reason that, first off, there's no reason that Shiba Inu should have more money in it than Monero. Like it's actually absurd. Like I think if you have a low time preference, like you're more of like a future thinking person, long term holder. You're not really too concerned about these the short term volatility or anything like that. Like, just grab a few Monero, grab some Darrow, grab some things that have like serious use cases in the future. Like, even like grab some Polkadot, Cardano, Bitcoin, Ethereum. You know, obviously, maybe even get a little part of like the centralized world with like XRP and like Algorand and stuff like that. You know, if you want to hedge your bet a bit there. And I'm also okay if you don't want to buy those just because you don't want to support them. That's also understandable. But yeah. Um, yeah, where were we at though? We were talking about Flare for a little bit there. And Flare Finance, but yeah. What's actually going on? Because that Flare should be launching soon. They should certainly be launching soon. Because their pinned tweet was saying, like, we're going to be launching at the end of June, plus or minus 2 to 4 weeks. So, like, I guess they could be launching at the end of July, according to that timeline, is, like, the latest they'd launch. But, I don't know. Is it... And that's the other thing, too. Like, there's... Oh, what does this say here? Only people I choose... Oh, never mind. Yeah, I know Panther Protocols got listed on... Oh, yeah, are they supposed to be, like, a privacy-based? And they have ZK. I wonder if they're talking about, like, zero knowledge. Probably are. Yeah, zero knowledge privacy protocol for digital assets. I don't know how legit they are in terms of a privacy protocol. I know that they're like partnered up with Flare. Vidalum VDL is a nice little project as well. Okay, cool. We'll check them out. See, that's kind of like the whole purpose of these streams is I want everyone to talk about some projects that are a little bit more under the radar and we can look into. Wow, this is like an absurdly low market cap token. $424,000. There's some people that could just like I know people that could probably just buy like double that. That's absurd. What do they do? Let's find out. Let me get out of that. Carrying blockchain and cryptocurrency technology to make it easier along the way. Cryptocurrency wallet supports more than one coin. Okay, so they're a wallet. Okay, okay. Let me check out their Twitter page first. Let me just see how many followers they have here. Is a non-custodial multi-asset web wallet supporting multiple projects. Okay, but like the only thing I over wonder, like, I get like the concept of using a web wallet, but like, why would I use something like this over like just using MetaMask? I guess I have to. I guess they do staking. Let me look at their app here. They have a nice web app. Or yeah. Okay, so they have. What does their token do? That's really, I guess, the question I'm trying to ask, right? That's cool though. I guess that you can get it on iOS and Android. That's definitely good. Own your private keys for create a client side through. Okay, and are never source sent back to our servers. Well, that's good. I don't know exactly how it works, but closing usability gap. Vidalum supports over 30. Okay. Okay, so here we go. The Vidalum reward system means users earn free crypto and VDL while holding their certain assets on Vidalum app through a first of V staking. Okay, see, I don't know what V staking is, but I guess it's the whole point of holding the actual native coin. Could be cool. So let's see what V-staking is. When users hold certain assets in their vanilla map, currently these, which I think I'm only like out of all these, I think these tickers I'm only familiar with Zem, maybe XSG. I don't remember what that one is. Let me see actually. What is XSG? I just want to know that. No, I'm not familiar with that at all. They earn VDL's reward through a process called V-staking. Unlike traditional staking, V-staking does not require users to keep their wallets open 24 hours, 7 days a week. Simply hold the minimum required amount of V-staking, support a cryptocurrency, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Okay, but other than staking it, what else is the point of holding the token? I mean, I'm assuming they have to be going towards some type of purpose other than just getting more tokens, right? There's got to be a reason. Maybe there isn't. That's why they have such a low market cap. Okay, so you can mine Vidalum. Let me do a master. Do you need like a certain amount of VDL to hold crypto there? Is that maybe the purpose? Let's go to their light paper. Maybe that can tell us a little bit more of why we would hold the token. Okay, so there's 100 million tokens. Proof of Equihash. They gotta tell me why I would hold this token now. It's gotta be like somewhere like more in my face. I mean, I could just be an absolute idiot and not doing a great job of finding it, but I don't know. I just don't know why I would hold the token. Not that I don't like the concept. I just don't know why I wouldn't hold the token. This is something I would probably mine rather than buy. I don't even know where you can buy it though, obviously. Well, here you go. Stex and Crex24. That's probably also a major reason why the price is really low. I mean, I've actually never heard of these exchanges. So, point of having VDL is the upcoming services you can buy with them. There's also integrated exchange messengers, etc. Okay, so there's services you can buy with them. Like what types of services? Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to mention. If you guys have never checked out, I leave links to this in my videos. If you guys have never checked out Block2Me, this is a pretty legit website that I don't think they update often enough. Yeah, they haven't updated in a while, which is really unfortunate because they were doing some really cool stuff. They had like called like some insane picks. Like a lot of the things you see on here right now, they were talking about these way earlier than most things that I've seen. Like in terms of a ranking, like they called Polkadot at 4, Chainlink at 3. Like they called Terra Luna. Their Hashgraph, they really didn't pan out the way that I guess they thought. Maybe, I mean, of course, it's still time. It's still very early. They called Energy Web Token, which had a huge run up, and I still think is a very, very interesting blockchain. Uniswap, of course, the graph crushed. Monero, it's great to see it up there. Theta absolutely dominated. So did Engine. Unibrate's a really interesting project that I don't think it's enough recognition. Also isn't really listed on many exchanges. Ocean's a really cool project like Data Marketplace. Also, I think there's something just wrong with its tokenomics, or maybe like the purpose of holding the token right now is they're not like once they're fully live and like big companies or people want to transact with data, that would be definitely a good reason to have Ocean. Maker, of course, which I actually don't hear like much about, but it is a very solid project that just crushes. Aave, Synthetics, like yeah, they Stacks, yeah, they crushed. They completely crushed with their ranking system. Yeah, so if you guys ever want to give this website a look, I know you can follow them on Twitter too. Maybe try and get them to try and bug them a bit to try and update their website more often and keep talking about things, because they definitely got a lot of things right. Um, but I guess like as the bull market kind of started coming to a close, maybe they didn't have as much of a purpose of keep continuing to release stuff. Obviously, they knew so much of this stuff before that they probably became like absurdly rich, to where maybe they stopped caring as well. But I don't know. It's a cool little website that has good crypto rankings. It's just unfortunate that they don't update them enough. I'm thinking about maybe doing something like that for the channel, setting up like a website. I actually got a cool domain under Stacks, if you're familiar with them. What do you think of Crow? Crypto.com. We can look at them in a quick second. I do want to just talk about this real quick. If you guys don't know about Stacks, I'm sure if you watch the channel at all, I've covered them. I'm not going to go over the whole thing, but they just did this. I don't know if it's on their website, the main website here, but it was on their Twitter somewhere on their Twitter. But they did this thing where you can buy .btc domains, and I was thinking about using the .btc domain that I purchased, that like is directly owned and handled by my Stacks wallet. I was thinking about like maybe launching a web app, crypto rankings and links and different things like that, like community support, like just a really simple, clean, easy to use website so people can just navigate to and also discover just some interesting things that they weren't familiar with. Like, for example, like a ton of people didn't know about CoinMarketCap for the longest time, but if they would have back in the day, they would have been able to get ahead of so many different news things like coming out during the bull run. Obviously, during a bear market, news doesn't really matter as much, but during a bull market, like that is like the difference between seeing like 20% gains and seeing like hundreds of percentage of gains, just because if you get in early, like a little bit ahead of time. But like just links like that to things that people aren't familiar with, I think would be a cool idea. But now like having like that Stacks domain, I think would be like really sick to do something like that. Especially because I have two brothers that are software engineers as well, and one also has a pretty big community on YouTube, and he's thinking about doing some similar things as well. So I think that would be a cool project to work on, and obviously maybe even to then just open source it as well. I mean, there's really no point not to. So yeah, that's definitely something that would be cool. Yeah, so you talked about CRO, right? I know they have like actually a pretty cool concept in terms of whatchamacallit. What is it called? They're like debit cards, or they might even have credit cards too. I personally don't own any CRO. I've actually never used their exchange either, which I think you can in the US. Like I guess. I don't. There might only be certain ones that you can purchase or can't. I don't know. Yeah, they have different cards, and like that's really cool. That because like obviously like BlockFi and Gemini and all these different. This is another thing that's coming for crypto that has not come out yet, but when it does, like that's gonna be like such a huge game changer when you can just pay with crypto. Like it's so obvious it's coming, but like when BlockFi like releases their card, which I don't think they have yet, and like I think Binance is releasing one, Gemini, Coinbase will probably release one too. Yeah, okay, so you can do it in the US, yeah. But there's probably just certain tokens that you can't purchase. But like they have like benefits. Like dude, there's so many of these different benefits too with these crypto cards and stuff. Like you've probably maybe heard of like Travala, like you can use crypto to like do like booking hotels and stuff like that. Yeah, there's so many things to use crypto for. Like even if you get taxed on it, right? Like your purchases, well, like one, like you get like rewards back and stuff like that. But also it's like sometimes you want to sell your crypto, right? Like it gives you a reason to actually sell it instead of just holding it. So like when your crypto's in the green and you're like, oh, I want to actually purchase something, right? Like this is the way you should think about it, in my opinion. Let's say you want like a mattress or like a bed or something, right? Like, and the market's green or whatever, and like you could pay cash, but like maybe you could try and sell some crypto, right, to purchase that mattress and like also earn some rewards back and maybe get some discount on it as well. And like it gives you a reason to actually transact with it and sell it, because like that's kind of what you that's actually kind of like the purpose of a lot of cryptocurrencies, to actually use them. So that's definitely something to think about, especially when the market's in the green. Every now and then, maybe take a little bit off the top. One of my best ever decisions was I had the graph. I have the graph being delegated as well, because I got early into that. But one of the best decisions I ever made in crypto was I sold like a good portion of my graph tokens, at like I think at like $2.30, and no, okay, no, you know what? No, I think it was, because the peak was 284. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure I did, and like it was like right at like all this like craze, and I remember talking to some people, and they were like, "This is probably unsustainable for this token," and I was like, all my other graph was like locked up in delegation. It's like there's no way I was gonna get that out because it's like a 20-day unlock period. But the graph that I had that was liquid, I was like, all right, it's time to probably just get rid of some of this. So yeah, there's definitely, you should try to start feeling a bit more encouraged to sell some of your crypto, but like more so when you actually want to purchase something, or like when you really feel like, okay, this price is getting absurdly ridiculous. Like even if I don't catch the top, because you never will, maybe just like cut a little bit off. Yeah, and what you say, the I love my crypto.com card makes things so easy. Yeah, I should get one probably. If I'm eligible to. Free Lounge, Netflix, and Spotify are nice as well. Yeah, I don't know what Lounge is. What's Lounge? Okay, Airport Lounge access. Okay, cool. Um, yeah, I don't know like how many CRO you need. Is this how much you need? $400,000 to get the Obsidian card in CRO staking? That's absurd. Like I think the best I could ever do is probably the Royal Indigo and Jade Green, but even then, I don't think I'd want to put 4 grand into CRO. Maybe, I don't know. They've had like some weird like, I remember like a little not too long ago they had like really weird price action. Uh, then they have like that they had like a massive token burn, but like I guess it doesn't really show on the chart, but like they had like a massive drop off. But then they had this run up, and this is probably when the token burn was. Oh, this was like February 22nd. That's when the whole market was going absolutely crazy, and Bitcoin was going like stupid. Um, yeah, but dude, just get ready for like BlockFi. Uh, card. Yeah, I don't know when this is planning to come out, but they like just improved their card too. I think like they made it like no annual fee potentially. I don't know when this is coming out. There we go. Q2. Nice. That's got to be happening soon. That's got to be happening really soon. That's the other thing too. Like next time, maybe the market is like really green. It's not the worst idea to maybe do like a crypto-backed loan with something like BlockFi or Celsius, like 1%, and then just kind of like let it sit in like a stable coin and earn like percentages on a stable coin, or just like I said, make a purchase on something you might want to get. Like you could also just invest in like honestly like literally like a graphics card. Like whether you want to like you could buy a graphics card, learn how to mine crypto on certain things. You could also probably resell that graphics card potentially as well for a higher price as long as new ones don't come out, and even still. And yeah, it's like it's just kind of about like kind of just picking your spots. I don't know if right now is the best time to like really be doing any crypto based loans, with the mark. I mean, it depends on when you got in, and it depends also if you need something. If you need something, then yeah. I mine ETH to their app and just transfer it to debit side and go shopping. Nice. Yeah, that's a good idea. Celsius should have their card come out sometime in Q3. Yeah, okay, so Celsius is doing a card too. I didn't. I may have known that. I'm not sure. Actually, I don't think I knew that about Celsius. I know they just did their web app. I did a video on that. That's cool. Celsius is legit. Their token actually just crushes pretty much. Like it doesn't really like. It's like a $6 or $7 stable coin for. Oh, this is Cello, but Celsius. They just crush. They don't really like look at this chart. This is a beautiful chart because it's just like you mostly are just going up. You don't like it's down 15% from its all-time high. Compare that to most other cryptos. Like in like the rewards you earn with Celsius too, just by holding your cryptos on there too, by having Celsius, like you don't get to use it in the US, but overall Celsius has been an absolute crusher. Like through their time around, and they're going to be launching on Cardano and integrating with Cardano. I'm pretty sure, and they're also going to have Cardano coming out on their platform soon. So, yeah, it's actually like, I mean, I totally get like not putting your cryptos on like a centralized area and like earning interest on them, but like if you do want to like diversify a little bit with your crypto and not keep them in like cold storage or staking them like on the actual protocol, like using something like Celsius is probably one of the better things to do. But yeah, it's like a whole separate thing. No, but you guys got to be chatting some more crypto picks here. Just I need some more low market caps like Vitellum, which was absurdly low. It's like what was it even? Yeah, I'll be kicking myself if this thing like really does take off, because if I looked at this at $400,000 market cap, if it even goes up to $1 million market cap, it probably will. You know, it's so low, but we're in a bear market. So, yeah, did Celsius just add DOT? I heard it like they had DOT on their upcoming, then removed it, and then I haven't seen it. So I'll check that out. I don't know what they offer in terms of percentages. Like you can get like 12% on DOT in most places. So I don't know if Celsius is offering something like that. I know Voyager offers like 8. Voyager's another interesting token that has like their loyalty thing coming out somewhat soon. That's another Q3 thing. Like Voyager's gonna be doing their token swap and their loyalty program. They're gonna be releasing cards and stuff. Dude, like crypto's gonna go crazy, I think, in the winter. You know, given that some like another weird black swan or some weird thing happens, I mean, I don't know. Like with the direction of this world, I have no idea at this point. But given that things stay somewhat like sane and like keep going in this direction, I think crypto is gonna crush in the winter. And even if the prices aren't, the use cases are gonna crush so much that people are just gonna want to use it, which of course I guess would then correlate with the price going up. But even so, like just to be able to use these loyalty programs and do all these different staking rewards and just actually use DeFi on Cardano and Polkadot, like especially for like the everyday like layman or user that doesn't have like the money to really be playing around with Ethereum like that. Or doesn't want to get into like layer 2 solutions like Polygon, like that, I think that's going to be a really big moment. I think anybody who doesn't or hasn't experimented with DeFi at all, I've mentioned this as well in a previous like bear market video. If you've never experimented with DeFi in any capacity, especially with the gas fees being lower right now, I think is a great time to do so, because ultimately that's actually where you can make the most money, like through these DeFi protocols, and just learning how to use them. You don't have to be the best at it, and you might even lose some money along the way. You probably will at first, but just learning how to use them, I think, is a really, really good idea, because we're like in the beginning of like a massive financial overhaul, like this transition into this new space. So I think it's that, I mean, this is where DeFi is like where a lot of like these hedge funds and these centralized exchanges actually make like a ton of money, like all this arbitrage and uh, DeFi lending and borrowing and stuff like that. So I think it's definitely something to check out in a bear market, especially. Well, it wasn't available in the US at first. I think it's like 8. Yeah, 8's like lower than most places, I guess, for DOT. Not to say, like, I think. I mean, the only reason I'd never. I don't think you can move your DOT off like Voyager. It's like, I think I have some DOT on Voyager where I have to just earn 8% on it, but that's because they don't let me move it off, which Voyager. They suck for that. Like, they should. I don't know why. Like, you should easily be able to send off a crypto like DOT. I don't know why they're struggling with that. That's one of the biggest. Maybe because they know. People would send it off because they know that they only offer 8%. I don't know. AMP, Cello, TKO, HBAR, and Reef maybe. HBAR long-term winner. All right, thank you for some picks here. Yeah, AMP and Cello I know are payment systems, right? HBAR, I actually don't know the exact purpose of what HBAR is trying to do. I know they're like a layer 1 blockchain. I don't know what their exact goal is. I don't know if they're trying to be a payment system as well. I know they're like a very like highly scalable, and they're pretty, I think, overall like somewhat centralized, and they have like big backings from like companies like Google and stuff. TK I'm not familiar with, but Reef Finance, yeah, I think isn't Reef doing like a parachain slot potentially? I've heard good things about Reef like over this past year. They actually never, I guess, did anything really too crazy. They're like almost right back down to where they were at the start, which is interesting. But yeah, they're going to be in the Polkadot ecosystem, it looks like. Yeah, I mean, this could definitely be one of the DeFi things that you could play around with. TKO. Let's look into TKO because I don't know what that is. Togo Crypto. I think I've heard of it, actually. $100 million market cap. It's pretty low. It's pretty low. Okay, so it's on BSC. Togo Crypto. What's going on here? What is this? Oh no, this is a different language. Let me go to English. What's going on? What's going on with you? What is happening here? Learn, buy, sell, and invest Bitcoin and crypto assets easily and safely. Powered by Binance. So it's an exchange. Okay. And they have Swipe here. That's interesting. What does Toko do for me? Why would I want their token? What do they offer me? I'm sure some type of like maybe like interest or percentage thing, like or like percentage off fees, maybe like how Binance works. Toko Launchpad. TKO Binance side project. Okay, so this is like an actual like Binance pet project that they're doing, like their team. Oh, here's the token. We can read about it here. Oh boy, I've got quite a lot of tabs open. No, I'm just gonna not do that. We're gonna deal with a different language, and that's just how it's gonna be. Okay, maybe not. All right, what does this do for me? If you look under coins coming soon in Celsius, HBAR has been on the list for a bit. I know. It's HBAR, I think DOT was there for a while. Cardano. I think Curve or something. Might have been like one other one. Might have been like Yearn Finance. TKO was like BNB for Asian market. Why can't the Asian market use BNB? Is it like yeah, oh yeah, doesn't like China have like a lot of bans? And like certain countries in Asia, I guess, have like a lot of bans on cryptocurrencies. You have to use like VPNs or do it in like a more private way. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know all the specifics that are going on in like the regulations for those countries. But why can they use TKO there? Is it just like more regulated or something? Indonesia's leading crypto exchange was achieved multiple milestones. Okay. What is the value proposition of TKO? Crypto. Supposedly they added BNB already. Oh, Celsius added BNB? Did they? Oh, you can. I think you can buy BNB now in the U.S. on the Meyer app for Elrond. If you guys are familiar with that, I definitely recommend that you guys. If you guys aren't into Elrond at all, I recommend to probably just at least download the Meyer app and just check them out. I think big things are going to happen with Elrond when the Meyer exchange and the Meyer Launchpad token launch, but some of that I think is already starting to get priced in because Elrond's crushing right now. They're one of the only tokens, like along with like synthetics and stuff, that's crushing right now. Ecomi is another interesting project that I kind of never really got into because like it had like that ridiculous run up and it had all like those like partnerships like Marvel and I think like some Batman thing, then completely dumped, and that was hilarious. And that was I think before like the bull run even started to dump it. It just did it. Okay, so they plan to branch out to different countries that are similar to Indonesia past 2023. Yeah, I think they just said bakery swap. I remember looking at Bake Token and being like, Bake Token. That thing will probably crush because Pancake Swap crushed. And like I think I was looking at it at like somewhere like I'm pretty sure I remember seeing it like under $1, but it might have been like a little bit over $1. Then it did crush, but then it came all the way back down. So I guess it didn't really matter. That's not something I would have held for a long time anyway. Yeah, I don't really know though what's going. You know what's another interesting project I think that does DeFi that's going to be I think in Polkadot's ecosystem is Acropolis. Check them out. They're a lower market cap. They're listed on KuCoin. They had a cool website. I remember. And what's their roadmap? What's going on with them? This is ugly, but is what it is, I guess. This feels like something like a dev would look at. This, which is fine, I guess, but it just feels like a Jira board. Okay. So right now they're in progress with Polygon stuff. BTC strategy on BSC. Okay. Won't spend too much time there. I hope that Thailand, Philippines, Cambodia, and Vietnam all do what El Salvador and Paraguay did. Did Paraguay make Bitcoin legal tender? Really? I didn't know that. I probably should have known that. They're setting to it on June 17th. I guess they may or may not do it. I mean, I guess El Salvador is technically not doing it until like September, but I'm pretty sure it's going to happen since they just purchased a ton of Bitcoin, right? Yeah, I think that's coming, right? Like, yeah, like you just said right there, a lot of the smaller countries are tired of being last. You can't blame them for making Bitcoin legal tender. That's the thing. Like, especially, like, someone mentioned this. I think about at least, like, El Salvador's president, I guess you could say, or leader. I'm not sure the exact title. But they were saying, like, he's a younger guy. And I think especially, like, younger leaders that kind of can see some of this playing out and kind of can see the direction of what's going to happen with crypto. I think they're a lot more likely to make a move like this. And I think third world countries or just smaller countries in general, they, I mean, so many of their currencies are just getting absolutely dominated and going to zero pretty much. I mean, like, why wouldn't you convert all of it over to Bitcoin? I mean, Bitcoin's never going away, right? Like, it's just not, right? Like, that a fiat currency in a smaller country can easily be evaporated almost at any time, right? Especially, they're all dependent on the US dollar anyway, which is also being inflated. Um, but Bitcoin's not going away. Sure, the price might drop, right? Like, significantly. Like, you might lose, like, I don't know, let's say, like, half the value of it, like, from its peak, though, right? Like, from its peak. But the peak doesn't really even last that long anyway. So, realistically, for most people, as long as you're, like, kind of, like, DCAing in or whatever, the majority of your holdings probably never got hit by, like, a 50% drop. The majority of people, probably the worst thing they saw was like a 35% drop. But I don't know. I guess it depends, right? I guess. Hey, yo, what's up, Sean? Uh, yeah, but I think a lot of smaller countries are easily going to be bringing Bitcoin in as legal tender, have them as their actual currency, and it remains to be seen, like, if any other cryptocurrencies will take on some type of role like that in these countries. Especially, like, you've seen Cardano. They had their whole deal, I think, with Ethiopia, right? Or it might be some other African countries as well. And, like, that's going to be huge for them. And just wait till Cardano releases smart contracts. Like, yeah, they have so many projects that want to launch on Cardano. Their ecosystem's going to be crazy. Same thing with Polkadot. Those are still easily the two biggest projects to keep your eye on if you're not looking into privacy coins, or if you're not looking into like, the whole centralized narrative. Um, yeah, so I don't know what else to. How long have we been doing the stream for here? Da, 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 da. I don't know exactly. A little bit over an hour. Does Wyoming affect the market? What do you mean by that? Was there Wyoming news, or are you saying just in general, like, with Wyoming being a bit more crypto lenient and having just better tax laws and everything like that? I think a lot of crypto companies are actually moving over to Wyoming currently. Like, I think Ripple Labs moved over there. I think Cardano, I think, is doing a whole thing over there. But RSR, RSV, and a few Latin American countries. Yeah, they're doing the whole, like, stablecoin thing, right? Where they just kind of, like, pull together a bunch of stablecoins, and so that, I guess, like, if one goes down, right, like, it doesn't really affect it too much. Add check Follow Network. Yeah, I did a video on Follow Network before. I think Follow Network's legit. They're, like, a kind of like a privacy sector coin, like, not exactly like a privacy coin, I guess, in a sense, but they're about, like, encrypting data and, like, keeping it secure in terms of sending it between whatchamacallit, different organizations or parties. But yeah, they're actually pretty legit. They might actually get the next parachain slot. I think Kala is their Kusama Canary network. They might get the third slot on Kusama. Honestly, yeah, they're pretty legit. They're partnered up with Akala, actually. Yeah, and Crust. A lot of those, like, parachain projects are more, I guess, likely to be partnered with each other. Yeah. No, I actually like Follow. Adoption of the currency, crypto Fed, Ducat unlocked. I don't know what Ducat unlock is. You have any? You have, like, a link or maybe, like, a summary? Actually, don't send a link because I don't think the links are really sending in here. But yeah, I don't know what Duck Unlock is. If you want to explain that. Yeah, I like Follow. I definitely like Follow. I think you can get that on KuCoin if you do want to get into Follow or just look into it a little bit more. Yeah. They did really solid at least from my memory, like during the, yeah, they were just really solid overall during the whole bull market. Let's see. Anything else really to cover? Let's look into the top 200 here. I'm still always just going to be shocked with the way Energy Web Token performs. I just can't believe it's not doing better. Hey, Civic, crushing. I like Civic. Civic's kind of cool. It does like I think that whole like logging into something, like just based off of having like kind of like how you can log into an account with like your Facebook or Twitter or something. I think you can just use like a Civic key. Yeah, identity verification. So that's good, I guess. Well, because that has a purpose, right? Some people probably don't like that. Some people probably don't want any KYC or government identification, and they would probably never use Civic. Yeah. I believe it is the currency they will be using. What, Ducat and Lock? I mean, like the people of the Philippines, where many don't have bank accounts. Coin and support. Yeah. No, that's the thing. Like a lot of the world, pretty sure is just like unbanked. Like, and like obviously, a lot of people would argue that that's not a good thing, but it depends. Depends on your banks. Depends on obviously, like if you have a massive centralized authority, you would just hope that that centralized authority has good intentions, at least for the people. But it depends. But that's why I guess there's a massive push for all of this decentralization, and it remains to be seen just how decentralized the world we're going into will be. But there's definitely some things. I don't think everything needs to be decentralized, but there's certainly things that you'd like to be decentralized. For a ton of different reasons. But the EOS-based DAO known as the American Crypto Fed is the world's first payment structure that will be using a digital asset whose value is non-inflationary. This digital asset is called Ducat. Okay, so it's based off of EOS. Like, are they actually like? Is it? Is the American Crypto Fed? Yeah, I don't. Is it like a fork off EOS? Doesn't EOS do like? Don't they do like a DAG structure? I really do. I haven't done too much of a look into EOS before. They have a cool website though. Yeah, Ducat. I mean, yeah, I think definitely like you don't want like a I don't know, right? Because like in terms of like cash, right, or like just spending, like there's like an argument to be made that you want it to be inflationary because otherwise people just hold it forever and really not spend it, or like they'll be less likely to spend it. And like there's a concept of like you want to have your citizens, right, actually be spending and purchasing things to stimulate, I guess, the economy and kind of push, I guess, more innovation in that sense. But I don't know. I guess I never lived in a lifetime without obviously like an inflationary currency. I don't think. I mean, I feel like obviously most people haven't. So I guess yeah. I think a inherently deflationary or just non-inflationary, just like a stable amount or set amount, will be a very interesting world to go into. There is more, but I couldn't find anything else either. There's something else I wanted to check out too, but yeah, HBAR, Ocean Protocol, AMP. Yeah, so I've definitely seen some big things come about AMP recently. I know Coin Bureau did like a big video on them, did like a whole payment system, and I think they're partnered with like a whole bunch of different things. So they'll probably continue to crush. HBAR, Dude, I hear so many people shill me H bar. I don't know how to get behind it exactly. I need someone to like give me like I need someone to give me a non-hype like cringy video about H bar that can really like turn me on to the project because I can't I struggle so much to get into Hedera even though like Block2Me, a site that I really like respect their crypto rankings, has Hedera ranked as number 5. I To be fair, I should be doing more of my own research with it, but still. And yeah, Ocean Protocol. I'm big on Ocean Protocol. I like the concept of what they're trying to do, and they're doing like a parachain SLA, I think, as well. They're trying to get one, and they're partnered with Energy Web Foundation, I think, as well, on Polygon. Data Marketplace, cool concept. They're backed by Coinbase Ventures, but I don't think they're listed on there yet. So yeah, I think they have a good bit going for them. Nervos CKB is a serious project. I have heard something about Nervos recently. I think Covalent is like integrated with them, which is a project I was recently covering. It might be them. I don't know. There's a support bond type to rectify. I don't know what that means. Projects with real use cases will succeed in the end, and there will always be a private coins, NFTs, memes, and games. Yeah, I actually haven't looked too much into casino projects and stuff like that. Privacy coins definitely. Yeah, I have people try and tell me that NFTs like won't be like a thing in the future, but like they're just seeing them from an art perspective, and also that's still like a silly, naive way to see things as well. I think because just because you don't value something or you can't see the value in it, like a baseball card, doesn't mean that other people don't value in it. And then projecting like your own thoughts in that sense ultimately is kind of like your own downfall because, well, one, like if you care about value and money and stuff like that, then obviously there's a ton of that to be made in NFTs. But no, they're definitely here to stay. I mean, technically, in the sense, right, like Bitcoin itself, like with on-chain analysis, everything like that, I guess it's technically, right, like it's technically non-fungible, right? Because there is differentiating factors between each Bitcoin because you can see what it was used on. So I guess like by definition, right, it's not fungible. Like whereas something like Monero, Pirate Chain, and like privacy coins, like Darrow and I guess Zcash to some extent are. Yeah, and I think decentralized streaming like Theta and stuff. I like Odyssey with library credits as well. I think that'll really crush. I think D Live, like was an older one, really didn't do like a great job. I think they're like built on Tron, but I think Theta with T Fuel and everything like that. I think as long as they continue to grow and get all these backing and stuff like that, they'll actually really crush. And I would really, really like to become like a creator on Theta's network and Odyssey more. They obviously still need to build certain things out and really. I'm streaming on Theta right now, chi_gaming, just because it's more. That was supposed to be more for gaming, but I still like stream these live streams to it for anybody that wants to watch it over on Theta TV. You can go to chi_gaming, but yeah. So like Ducat is coin, lock is like support. I do not know. I will probably look into that maybe like after this video. Yes, there's one video that you will really love. On Nervos. Okay, I'll look up Nervos. I guess I'll just look it up now, honestly. No reason not to, right? CKB. Is it a layer 1 blockchain? Where can I get this at? To KuCoin. Okay, Gate.io. I remember finding about Gate.io and just being like, oh wow, this thing has like every single token ever. But then I hate their interface and it's like I hate using their platform. Same with HBAR in terms of what? I don't remember exactly what we were talking about. Oh, whoops. I'm like clicking around on accident because I'm trying to read the chat. Blah, 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 blah. Ocean and GRT. Yeah, I'm also... I like GRT a lot as well. But you should check out Covalent. Lower cap GRT, pretty much. Jay-Z is supposed to release an album as an NFT. Yeah, I mean... all artists are gonna do that. I mean, we're like, if you haven't realized that we're going completely towards like this, or maybe not completely, but we're certainly in terms of like younger generations too. Like we're trending towards this digital world, not just like the economy, but like people spend so much time just in games, like in just watching videos, right? Like so, whether or not that's good or bad, that's something else. But the thing is we're heading there, right? And like all these artists and creators, like they know they know to release things like NFTs and like to be involved in that space. Um, there's so many different like extremely wealthy or like influencers that use things like Rarible, Engine, Flow, Sandbox, right? Decentraland, all of them. Check out HBar's governance and owners section. Although there's nothing more to research. Okay. Not spam, lol. I don't know what you're referring to. Never really understood these NFTs. They're. I was supposed to go to Nervosis. I'm just reading the chat too much right now. Never really understood these NFTs. There can be real use cases for this tech, like splitting the ownership of a company, like stocks. But right now, all I have, sir, is videos and pictures. Yeah, but it's this concept of like scarcity and like uniqueness in art, and whether or not like you value that or I value that or whoever values that, there are people that value it because there's like certain ones are worth millions of dollars, or if you value them in Ethereum or Bitcoin, like they're worth tens of Ethereum or tens of Bitcoin. um, so I mean, it just comes down to like what what do other people value, and I mean you have to really ask yourself like why do you value like any of these cryptocurrency projects, like why do you value Bitcoin, and you know why do you value anything sentimental, like why do you value I don't know, like maybe you have like a blanket from childhood that's priceless to you. Some people will see this NFT art as like a historical thing, like the CryptoPunk stuff or crypto kitties, and they'll be willing to spend a ton of money on it just to be like kind of a part of that. Especially like richer people. I was trying to explain this concept to someone um, a little bit ago, and like you have to imagine like there's certain people that just have so much money that they don't like. Sometimes they don't even really care that much about making more of it. It's just like they want to kind of be a part of history, have their name kind of like exist and be out there more often, and just owning NFTs and like kind of being in that space, like kind of and also it does spur some form of art and creativity. Like when you're investing in these things, it also promotes people trying to be more creative and come up with like interesting art or cool concepts. But I mean some of it, like I mean I don't like all of the art or all the concepts, like a lot of it'll be duds, but I think good things will definitely come out of it. That costs thousands and have no resale value. Now some of them do have resale value, maybe not right now in the bear market. But I mean, hold baseball cards forever or whatever, right? And like eventually, I mean, you will make money off of like things that hold this historical and sentimental value, right? What do you think about LPT and Mina? Live Peer, I'm pretty sure is really legit. I should look into getting my videos on there if they're not already on there. I don't know exactly how Live Peer works. I know like I think like things can. I don't know if things just get like posted there, whatever, but. Mina is interesting as well because they have like that really small like blockchain size with the whole snapshot concept. I recommend you check out like Coinbeer's video on Mina. He did a good video on them, kind of explaining like a general overview of it. But since they're like initial public sale thing, like they've just dumped into the floor because that's how it kind of goes with any of these like coin list projects that come out, and then just everybody that got in early just sells. But now might not be the worst time to get into Mina because the price is probably stabilized more. Same thing with like Covalent and stuff like that. Just projects that do that. Like if we go over to Mina for a second, like it's not that they're not legit, they're not cool, but they also have like this other issue I think too, where like they kind of like you want your blockchain history stored somewhere, right? And like where do they store it? They have like these archive nodes apparently that I don't know who's in control of them or like if it's even decentralized or what's going on with that, but like Yeah, I don't know. I think there needs to be like a bigger look into exactly what's going on with Mina and what they're doing. But in terms of scalability, like if their concept works, yeah, that would be like really cool and a novel concept, right? Live Peer actually too. Yeah, I that's one I would actually like to do a separate video on. I know like Grayscale's invested in Live Peer, and they're pretty legit. I like Live Peer. Oh yeah, they're on Coinbase. I actually didn't know that they were trading on Coinbase. Maybe I did, and maybe I saw it before, but yeah, decentralized video streaming network built on the Ethereum blockchain. Yeah, just more decentralized video streaming. Like, it's definitely a good thing. I think. Um, Look at their roadmap for a quick second. Driving demand. Live peer network will only be valuable if it's providing enormous utility as a video infrastructure to real world streaming. Yeah. Yeah, let me read the chat here again for a second. I've read about tons of projects, but so far HBAR is the most useful and long-term future-proof project. The anti-hype from it is what made me more bullish on it. Too bad I can't. I know. I don't know why I can't paste link. You can't paste links here. Just like leave like the name of like what I have to. Man, let me. Yeah, just leave like the name of like what I'd have to search up or like the website or something. I'll just go to their website and look at some stuff there. But Elrond Eagle is absolutely a project you have to see and buy it from now. Elrond and HBAR are my biggest bags. The idea behind Elrond and the team is just absolutely stunning. Top 10 easily soon. I actually really like Elrond. I liked them for like a while. Kind of the concept. I really like the way that they build out their stuff, like their website. Um, that the ease of staking and everything like that. Their Meyer app is legit. Their Launchpad's coming soon. Then obviously their first project to be unveiled soon. That's gonna be sick when their Launchpad comes. The Meyer exchange, like the Snapchat cycle, that's still going on. Like you can earn Meyer exchange tokens if you have Elrond and you're staking them. You earn even more. Uh, yeah, no, Elrond is 100% legit. I believe. Um, I just think people are a little bit frustrated with the exchange taking longer than they thought would come out, along with the launch pad. But it also makes sense for them not to be launching it necessarily like in a bear market, you could maybe say, but their price is definitely going up a lot right now. And you have to remember, like Elrond's one of those blockchains, like their max was $243. Like they're not that low from their all-time high, like compared to most other blockchains. And also like that's the other thing to consider. Being down 57% like might look bad, right? But like remember, the all-time high existed for like not even a day, right? And like it was there was a very brief moment where they're actually at $200. So in reality, they probably, like I said about most things, you probably lost maybe like 30% if you even were buying up there. But there was so much opportunity to be buying Elrond at like $30, like for the longest time. So yeah. If you liked collecting trading cards, then NBA Top Shot is cool. Yeah, I think Flow does a lot of that stuff. I never really like did too much of a look into that, but I know that like I think Kraken has them listed. I think Grayscale is considering investing into Flow. It's one of those. Vidalum needs to ditch their wallet and start selling meme pics. Selling meme pics. Totally agree. By the way, AIOZ seems to have great tech for blockchain streaming stuff. Okay. Never heard of it. One of the greatest website concepts I've ever seen is Dago website, actually. Okay, so before I do anything, let me go to HBAR, since I should be doing that. Let's go to their website. I've been there before. Been here before. Hello Speed. I mean, they have like ridiculous partnerships, obviously, of course. You know, Google, Chainlink, Boeing, T-Mobile for the German name, right? Theta, LG, might be some here that I'm not familiar with that are massive that I just don't know. Oh, IBM. And like they have this thing down here that may or may not be true. That could just be theoretical. I don't know. It could be. I have no idea. I've heard things. I don't know things. Da, 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 da. Where did you want me to go on H bar? One of the. Can we know what coins you believe in the most? R, matey. R to you too. Yeah. Totally. For me, one day I would do like a whole portfolio video of what like I actually hold, probably, or maybe just show the percentages or something. But okay, obviously I believe in Bitcoin. Obviously I believe in Ethereum. I certainly believe in Cardano and Polkadot. I have my reservations about XRP. I wouldn't ever sell my XRP just in case we end up in like clown world where XRP just crushes, which I'm not ruling out. So, and I also think Flare will be like legit with all that. So like, but in terms of really believing, I really like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Polkadot, Cardano, and then I'm pretty big on privacy coins. So I believe a lot in Monero, Pirate Chain, and Dero. I'm starting to really. People are really convincing me to get more into Dero, the specifics of it. So, yeah, definitely those three. What else do I really like? I'm a big believer in stacks. I do a lot of stuff on this channel about stacks. I think their concept of decentralized or dApps on Bitcoin and making Bitcoin programmable and all the things they're doing is really legit and cool. And I think they have a great team behind them and great backings. They just have like the only reason they haven't been listed on massive exchanges because they have this like whole SEC conflict and nonsense. But stacks is really cool and legit, and you can look into stacking and things like that. Another project that I like a lot, I just don't know if it will perform well, but it's just an interesting concept, and I like Energy Web Token, and I believe in their concept enough to invest in them. But obviously, a lot of this is like hedging in a sense, or just kind of diversifying between cool concepts. Outside of those, I would like to say that I believe in projects like, and I also, of course, believe in Chainlink's future as well. But I would like to say I believe a lot in like Solana, and like, I don't know. I would like to say that same thing about like VeChain as well, and Cosmos. But the problem is that I don't know enough about them to make a statement on that. I know they crush. I know they have a ton of money in them, so I'm sure they're great projects. Totally sure about that. And I know some general things about them, but I don't know enough in depth about them, so I can't say. But if you just want my perspective and all the things that I've gathered, the projects that I just mentioned are mainly the ones that I'm mostly interested in and focused on. I'm trying to think if there's any others off the top of my head. So I'm a bit of a spacey person, so I might be leaving some things out, forgetting things. There's also like just some other ones that I'm just interested in, but that doesn't really go in like the full like believe in category, I guess, right? But I definitely recommend that people check out Stacks. I think that's a really cool project. Oh, and I also really like Elrond. Yeah, like 100%. I really like Elrond. I just talked about them too. I think Elrond's one of those things that I would just be surprised if it didn't have like a Solana moment. I would be a bit surprised. I'm actually a bit surprised it hasn't already. But yeah, I think when their exchange and Launchpad come out, they'll be doing bigger things. Yeah, I need to get back over to H bar so we can. My friend needs to tell me where I need to be going here on H bar to tell me why I should be really bullish about it. He said something about going to the governance, what, going to the council or the stability of the decentralization section? Direction of code base, equal vote in the direction. But who's in this council? This is my thing. Who is this council? Is this council like all of these massive companies? Or large token holders who are already these companies? Or like who is this council? No forking with open review code. Okay, but it's proprietary. Like no forking, like no soft and no hard forks. Initial network at scaling. I don't know. Like, when you tell me, what exactly did you say to me? You said, blah, 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 blah. Check out HBAR's governance and owner section. Oh, there is no more. Okay, owner section. Where's their owner section? I mean, I don't mind looking at their roadmap here. I mean, they have a great website. I'm not going to doubt that. I'm sure they're highly scalable. I just have questions about their decentralization and also like who's like kind of in charge of this and like. And I'm not saying it won't crush either. Like, I feel that same way about XRP and like XDC and XLM and blockchains like that. But okay, so that's like Q2 digital network automation, scheduled transactions. Okay, Q3, what are they doing here? NFTs. That's the other thing too, by the way. NFTs aren't going away. I mean, all blockchains are integrating them, so they're not going away. And they will have another season for sure, just like DeFi. Staking rewards, incentivized, stapers. One thing I have considered for doing, like in terms of a career, getting more into, is actually potentially becoming like a blockchain developer. And so many of these projects actually, if anybody actually is interested in getting into blockchain development and becoming an actual dev on any of these projects, they all have a ton of openings. And a lot of them even for like junior positions. So if you just familiarize yourself with like programming languages like Solidity, or if you do like Pioneering Plutus for like Cardano or something like that, you can get involved with some of these projects as well, earn tokens, and obviously make like a good salary. But I think like that would be a cool thing to do. It would incentivize you and encourage you to learn more about the projects as well as myself. AIOZ is great if you want more free internet, and their IOZ YouTube rivals 78% land works well even though it's still beta release. Okay, let's look at this project now. Definitely a low market cap, 20 million. Okay. It's kind of the nature of what we're looking for. It's on KuCoin. Arranging streaming from ground up, a blockchain integrates content distribution tokenomics built for media. Yeah, let's just go to their website. I have so many tabs open. Layer 1 blockchain based content delivery network CDN opens the new era of internet streaming powered by you. A decentralized video platform built on it. There's so many decentralized video platforms coming out, it seems. AIs too. I don't know if the name kind of like works. Maybe they, I don't know. Okay, do you have to like download a node to use it? Okay, so they have like a similar thing how Theta works with their edge nodes. Okay. Low grade video quality, yeah. Gross infrastructure, yeah. Scalability, yeah. Are they trying to do something like exactly like how Theta is doing it? Like, is that the whole goal of AIOZ? And what sets them apart from Theta? Here's the squad. Get Mickey Mouse out of here. Yeah, how do I benefit? Let me know. Yeah, okay, so it's like Theta, where like if you download the app and you enable some type of probably bandwidth support or like provide bandwidth or anything like that, you probably will earn tokens, like how Theta and Theta Fuel kind of work. What is Dago? Yeah, I did see that earlier. We could look at that. Dago Finance. Like I don't know, $27 million market cap. Okay, so we've got kind of this blocky type of thing going on. Oh, dude, this is such a funny website. What is this? It might be legit. I like the concept. It's cool. It's unique. Um, okay. It's a bit hard to navigate something like that, though. I feel like. Or I guess it's not like as intuitive, maybe. HBAR decentralization is so. I think those big tech companies are not interested in that type of thing, like traditional. Yeah, I guess, right? I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying centralization won't work with crypto, right? Like, it's probably going to go there in a lot of ways. Like like I said before, with the World Economic Forum partnering with so many of these different blockchains, like, if you're not familiar with them doing what they're doing, like, if you go to their partners and like they're partnered up with like Chainlink and Lightning and all different Aave, like Parity. So, I'm not saying centralization won't work. Like that's the thing. Like that's why I think it's not a bad idea to hedge a bit and get into projects like HBAR and XRP. But I don't know. I'm confused about HBAR's token supply and their tokenomics. It's not as clear to me as other things, and it might be like intentionally like vague or kind of hard to understand, like taxes. Yeah, I don't know. Kabuto. It's gonna be a long rant, but in a short, the tech seems more flexible than Theta. Yeah, they're cool. Sorry for the typos. I'm grocery shopping. Oh, good man. More flexible than Theta. One thing that's like kind of bad about Theta, I guess, in a sense, or maybe not bad, but something to consider is like they're not like that different from HBAR in terms of their partnerships either. Like they're partnered up with like Samsung, Google, Binance has like a node. I think T-Mobile, or like the telecommunications company in Germany, has a whatever node, whatever they're called. I forget exactly what they're called. Those nodes, like the main nodes on Theta. I think they have one. Which, by the way, guys, like anytime a mainnet launches, a lot of times the price actually ends up going down. Enterprise validator nodes. That's what they're called. Yeah. So. Oh, so you can get an edge node for Theta now. Ah, nice. Okay. Well, I'm totally going to be doing that actually soon, and I'm probably going to start using my Linux device to start streaming more often. Nice. Cool. I wonder if the edge node's still up actually, or this thing. It's not even up. Yeah, I don't even know what happened. Like, whatever, it doesn't matter. Yeah, they just did it at the mainnet launch. Okay. Okay. Anyway, we did a lot of research. We looked at a lot of different things. We had a lot of interesting conversations. If you guys want to support the channel, you can like, subscribe, comment on the videos and stuff like that. Tell me some videos you want to see about different blockchains or whatever. Right? Support me on Odyssey, Crypto Chi. Should be a link in the About Us. Data TV, Chi_gaming. You can also come over to my Twitter page as well. crypto to YouTube. Got to start using that a little bit more often, and also look into decentralized social media. Yeah, but I think we're gonna end the stream off here. I should probably go eat and do some things. Like my friend here who's grocery shopping, I should probably also be doing that. Do you think Tether is not going to vanish with our money soon? No, probably not. I mean, maybe, who knows? But ultimately, I doubt that. Yes, thank you. Yeah, so, yeah, thanks guys for tuning in and for all of the interesting things you guys talked about in the live chat, all the projects you guys brought up. I might do a gaming stream tonight just because I like to do those and just kind of hang out and chill for a little bit. If you guys want to tune into that. But yeah, I want to spend some time looking more into Darrow, a couple other projects, but doing more of a deeper look into Darrow in the meantime. But that'll be all, guys. I will see you either in the next video or the next stream.